Hey everybody, Josh for Populi here, and financial aid is complicated, lots of information, and you have to make choices about how best to dole that information out to students. This will be most useful to financial aid role users. Technically, the financial admin role also has access to some of the settings we're going to look at here, but not all of them. This video is related to a student-facing video about how they can view financial aid. If you work with financial aid, you might want to share that video with students to get them oriented to details about their financial aid in Populi. In that video, there are a number of places where what a student sees depends on settings that you control. So let's look at your options for displaying aid details to students. We're going to be flipping back and forth between the financial aid settings and a view of aid on a student profile. You can see a version of the student financial aid view with your financial aid role on a student profile, on financial aid. Down here on the aid application, you can click Go to Student View. In our video, we're going to actually look at a student's profile, not just the financial aid roles version of it. To get to the financial aid settings that we're going to be looking at, you'll go to Financial at the top, Financial Aid, Settings, General. Out of the fields here, we're most interested in these three. Allow students to accept or decline offered aid, show COA summary on the student view, and allow students to authorize financial aid uses. We're going to start with all of those turned off, and then we'll take a look at what a student sees. Not much at all. And this is also assuming that you haven't offered aid yet. Let's go ahead and add those offers in. Now they can see details about their awards, offer amounts, and disbursements. If you have some other method for students to accept or decline aid, like they contact you via email, or you have a face-to-face meeting or whatever, you then change the award from offered to accepted on your own. But if you want students to be able to accept and decline awards in the software, let's go back to those financial aid settings and flip that switch. We'll set allow students to accept, decline offered aid to yes, and then up here on the right-hand corner, we'll save. Now on the student profile, they'll have these buttons to accept or decline. Pretty straightforward. But the loan and VA award types are slightly different. These can be accepted fully or partially. When you're looking at your view of the student's profile, you have this cost of attendance summary. Students don't automatically have that, but we can turn it on for them. On the settings page, we'll set the Show COA Summary on the Student View field to Yes. And then up in the right-hand corner, we'll save that change. Back over on the student profile, you'll now see their COA breakdown. That's there for them to get a more granular view of their costs and aid all stacked up. Typically, federal aid can't be applied to certain types of costs. That is, unless a student gives you authorization to apply those payments outside of their usual scope. We have a built-in option that enables students to authorize those expanded uses in Populi. On the Aid Settings tab, you can turn on Allow Students to Authorize Financial Aid Uses by setting that field to Yes, and then up in the right-hand corner, clicking Save. Back over on the student profile, if they have applicable awards, they'll get options down under authorizations to give a good old thumbs up to those additional uses. Also on the dialog that they get there, we have a boilerplate agreement to which students can assent. You can edit or replace the existing agreement language in settings. If we go back to those aid settings, you have these two fields here, Excess Aid Authorization and Federal Work Study Authorization. If you make any changes to those, lock them in by going to the upper right-hand corner and clicking Save. That's it for looking at those aid settings that affect what students are seeing on their end, but check out our additional resources, including that student-facing video and our long video about setting aid up in Populi. Do you want to dig deeper and get more value out of Populi for your school? Join our Discord server. It's where Populi users can ask each other questions and capitalize on community knowledge. If you want to become a part of that community, go to Help in Populi and choose Join the User Community. That'll take you to a spot that has instructions about how you can get set up. I've been Josh for Populi. You've been great. Thanks for watching.